I did this video a while back. I never put it out. It's crazy. I wanted to talk about therapy. A really, really good friend of mine, Jim. I told him I was gonna say names. People gonna start hearing names of my friends. My guy Jimmy. We were talking, man, on Voxer, which is like an app we use. Me, him, and Aaron. We talk a lot, man, about real stuff. It's so important to have some safe space. People who you can share the dark, ugly, bad, negative, doubt, like all of the mess that we had, that we experienced, that we pick up in life. It's so important. Let me first say that, to have some people you can talk to before we even get to a therapist and paying somebody. Do you have friends you can talk to and be honest with about where you really are? One of the best, I think, last year. This is 2021. Last year, I'll never forget. Jimmy hit us up, and he was just like, "Yo, man, I'm not okay." And just those little three words, "I'm not okay," was enough for us to know what that meant, for us to call and figure it out and talk and build a little plan. Like we the village surrounded him, which was just me and Aaron, but still, that's enough. You know what I mean? So this year we were talking, and Jim was like, "Yo, like." I mentioned I was thinking about going to therapy. I actually got an appointment set up for my first session March 15th. I can't wait. I'm super excited. And it's actually, I'll tell y'all about him later. I'll tell y'all about him because I want him to, you know how I am. I like to promote good people. Met this guy on a random call. Amazing conversation. I was thinking about relationship therapy at the time. I'm now single, was in a relationship for 2 years. A lot of y'all are like, oh, I ain't even know that. You ain't need to know that. That's the point. You don't need to know everything I do. And, relationship ended. We're still good friends, love her to death. She loves me. Sometimes it's compatibility. It's, are you willing to do all the work that it takes to really make it work? Work to make it work. And so, I just wanted to make sure that I am okay. Because as an entrepreneur, I carry so much more stress. And being a solo entrepreneur is so much more than people know in terms of like emotional weight. I even will tell y'all the truth. Like, I started a membership program for my business, teach people about investing. Matter of fact, let me put this on a better background. Visuals matter. Last year, I started this membership program, and I noticed I started to get anxiety from what? You won't believe it. You won't believe where my anxiety started to come from. It started to come from members who, for whatever reason, were canceling their membership. And there was literally like a month where every single time I thought about checking my email on my phone, which is always near me, on my phone or on my desktop or my laptop. Every single time I checked my email, there was a fear. There was an anxiety. I didn't want to check my email. I just didn't want to check my email. I don't like when people cancel. A lot of times it's just, they've learned and got enough, all of those reasons. So something as little as that, a revenue stream from my business became this thing that started to literally, right? And so you can just imagine how much weight, because I can name 10 things off bat that I feel all the time that aren't necessarily huge for like therapy related, you know what I mean? But that when you compound them, you put in the family stuff and my mom and my cousin who got out of prison, who I'm trying to help, get a bit more stabilized. And then I'm a black man, all the stuff we go through, all the stuff we see, seeing people die. It's too much. It's too much. It's too much. It's too much at times. So I told my guys, I was like, yo, I'm going to get it, book some sessions, just work through some things, make sure I'm okay. Because sometimes I can carry more than I think I'm carrying, and it'll come out. And I'm like, ooh, why did I snap on that person? Why did I get so mad? Why am I just want to lay in bed all day? Those are signs, you know what I'm saying? So to get to the point, Jim was like, no, I know you like my mom was a therapist, right? So this is normal for me. Self-care as a black man, very normal. I grew up on self-care. I grew up on cathartic ways to write it out, jogging, physical activity, right? And I've always kept one or two friends, and definitely my mother is just somebody I can always talk to. Always, 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 always have had somebody who I felt very safe with to be able to talk to. That's so important. So Jimmy was like, yo, why should I go to therapy? I really don't know. Like, I really don't know. Like, I never, I don't know. So this is what I wanted to share in this video. So I told him, I said, here's the thing. I said, think about all the shit you've been through. All of it. Every time you experience something, you're writing a different message on a board somewhere in your subconscious, in your on your heart, your soul, spirit. I don't know where it's at exactly, but somewhere in there in you, you know. And let's go there. That abortion, as a man that you went through with her and maybe paid for, um, those breakups, the time you got cheated on, hell, you cheating and how bad you felt about that, the times you didn't get the job, um, trying to get through school, certain, grades that you got, certain things that you wanted to do, the negative thoughts, the negative doubts, just all of the traumas and those little idiosyncrasies that make life tough. Life is not easy. Life is not easy. We act like life is so easy, especially here in Atlanta. Everybody act like they just, they on cloud 10. Um, there's a reason people commit suicide. It's because life gets too tough. Um, they don't see a way out. They lose hope. They lose faith. And they don't have somebody, I think, a lot of times to talk to get those things out. Right? So I told my guy, I was like, yo, man, you write all the worst stuff you've been through. I done been cheated on. I keep going to relationships because I think a lot of times our heart, men feel so much more than we know. Ooh, we feel so much more than we know. We don't talk about men. It's like man can't be human. But men are the people who commit most of the suicides and the murders. Why? Because we have deep reservoirs of emotion. Deep, deep, deep. It comes out in our behaviors. I hate when I hear people talking about how like women, it's not a man-woman thing, but it's just like we're both human. And don't get me wrong, I think there is a God wiring, there's a nature, something deeper, an essence to being a female versus a male, feminine energy, masculine energy, which even those two are two separate concepts. But once again, I think men, I feel, I love passionately, I love wildly, my emotions are strong. Usually in a relationship, if I can be honest, my relationships, I'm usually like the stereotypical woman. I'm more emotionally aware. I'm more emotionally pulling for the relationship. I can feel when there's a disconnect emotionally. I'm usually willing to fight for it longer. Just I don't know. In most of the stories I read, I'd be like, dang, I relate more to her than him. Right? I'm not that dude who, doesn't know how he feels. I hear so many women talking about how they have to like beg men, how do you feel, and talk to me. And I'm like, dang, dudes don't do this. So, usually I get looked at as like a unicorn when it comes to me and all my friends or just those spaces. So once again, I was telling Jim, I was like, bro, therapy is so important, And I said, here's the analogy for you, because I love whiteboards. Matter of fact, I got a nice whiteboard right here. You can't really see what this says. Actually, you can. This right here says therapy. Therapy. I'm doing this video on therapy. And so I told Jim, I said, Jim, here's the thing, bro. I said, everything that you're thinking consciously and subconsciously, the things that impact you and affect you, they're writing something on who you are. They're writing something on your heart, your mind, your psyche. If there's certain habits you want to get rid of, certain addictions you want to get rid of, you have to process those things. So here's the analogy. It's got this new iMac. When I called, I was thinking about getting the 5K, 4K, 5K, 4K, I don't know, one of them. Best quality Mac next to the iMac Pro. iMac Pro was like $1,000 more. I'm like, hey, it's an investment. It's business expense. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking, which one do I want? The guy gave me a perfect metaphor. He was like, here's the thing. When you're thinking about the processor, right? Processor and memory. Memory is like how big the table is, right? So how much memory it holds. And then the processor speed is like how fast, this person who's at the table who has to put things away can put things away. All right. So I was like, okay, cool. Let me add to that metaphor just a little bit, that analogy. So recently I was actually talking to my ex and I was asking her some questions just about some stuff. I'm curious. I wanted to know, like, when you said this, what did that mean? We're still cordial. You know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't end on some bad, somebody cheated, broke your heart type, it didn't end like that. So I was asking some questions. And I told her, I was like, I got a lot of stuff on the floor. She's like, what you mean? I was like, I got a lot of thoughts that are just all over the floor. I need to pick them up, thoughts and questions and things that bother me or that I don't understand about our relationship or about you in particular, that are on this floor called my mind, my heart, my consciousness that I have to pick up, fold, and put somewhere. I gotta put these things somewhere. Like I'm thinking about I'm thinking about everything. I'm replaying everything I said, everything we did, I'm just going back. How could it have been different? It ain't different. It is what it is. Right? But if you don't process those thoughts and feelings and all those things, it's clutter. It's mind clutter. It's heart clutter. So that's the analogy, right? And so what I was telling Jim, let me get to my point. What I was telling Jim, I said, bro, here's the thing, man. You have to be able to process, and therapy just helps you to process. There's talk therapy. There's different modalities. There's emotionally focused therapy, EFT. There's what did Scott tell me about? Shout out to my homegirl, Scott Home, and one of my dearest best friends in the world. She's an amazing. I don't even know what she does specifically. I want to call her a therapist, but that's not it. She does so much more. Anyway, she was telling me about I think it's EMDR, the rapid eye movement, that form of therapy. And this is so crazy. Think about this for a second. When you go to sleep and you hit the REM level of sleep, REM is rapid eye movement. What's up with your eyes moving rapidly when you go to sleep? Something about your brain and processing. You literally process. You put certain things for the day away. Oh, why did that person cut me off in traffic? Nope, let me put that over there. You fold these things up. You put them someplace. You process them. You get them out of your current like state of being during that level of sleep, right? So there's a type of modality, once again, of therapy that deals with the brain, eye movement, tapping. I don't know. It's some deep stuff. I've heard it's amazingly effective for trauma. So check that out. Think about it. EFT. Actually, the therapist that I'm going to see on March 15th is an emotionally focused EFT, emotionally focused therapy therapist. It's deep. I love it. It's a book that me and my girl X read called Created for Connection by Dr. Sue Johnson is what kind of led us to that. So anyway. So I was telling Jim, I said, bro, here's the thing, man. I said, you've been through a lot. We all have. There's no man specific. I'm talking about black men. There's no man who hasn't been through a lot. And once again, I think we have a very unique situation because we literally on TV see people who look like us getting killed by police on a regular ass basis. That is not normal. It's not normal to see death. I'm telling y'all, it is not normal. I know we think it is because of movies and TV and video games. It's not normal to see death from people who look like you, that where you empathize on a deep level and carry those feelings day to day. It's not. So here's what I told him. I said, man, it's like a whiteboard. I love whiteboards. If you know me, I love whiteboards. There's always one close. I got a big one back here. You can't even see. I got a big one back here. Matter of fact. So that's the big whiteboard. So here's what I told him. Pretend that whiteboard is like your subconscious, your mind. All right. Every time something good or bad has happened in your life, really, and let's focus on the bad, has happened, you're writing something on that board. You're writing about the depression. You're writing about the addictions. You're writing about the pornography. You're writing about the anger. You're writing about that thing she did or he did. You're writing about your parents. You're writing about every resentment you have, every single thing negatively that affects you. You're writing on this board. And there's nothing worse. Oh, God, there's nothing worse than a cheap eraser that just smudges everything. There's nothing worse than a cheap eraser that smudges everything. And the smudge is representative of like when you think you're dealing with it, but you're suppressing and you're ignoring how you feel and you're trying to act so manly, and men get pushed a lot on like this thing of like productivity. We got to produce. We got to be grinding. It's this culture that says you're not a man. You're not doing enough if you're not getting like 2 hours of sleep every night, grinding, killing yourself to make some money. And that's crazy. Get some sleep. Hear me when I say that. Get some rest. Get some rest. That's important. You can't do nothing without rest and good nutritional health. Eat a salad today. Spoil you. Like put healthy, good stuff in you. Get enough sleep. We treat men like we're robots. We literally, the way that the world talks to men, it's so interesting for me. I just sit back and look and I'll be like, wow, like women, I can't even lie. Most black women that I know, that I see all this stuff on social media, I'm like, wow, like y'all really don't get how deep our hearts are. You really have no idea what is in the heart of men. And maybe that's on us because we don't talk about it often. We don't feel vulnerable enough to share these things, but we're not equipped at a young age. I'll never forget I was having this conversation with a lady on Facebook. She was like, the first trauma that a little boy has is when someone tells him not to cry and he's crying and he feels, and someone tells him to stop. Freeze, pause, suppress that emotion because I want you to fit this archetype, right? This profile, this definition, this block box of what we have defined as manhood. And that's literally why so many brothers are in prison, because they didn't know how to cathartically get that anger out. They didn't know how to talk. They didn't have anybody to talk to. And so that first trauma of, hey, stop crying, you're doing some damage. Be careful with that stop crying stuff. Let him cry. Talk to him afterwards. We can't, like maturity is something you have to practice. The skills to be a mature man, trust me when I say the skills that it takes to become a mature man are done with practice. There's no team, no body, no person who's consistently done something well without practice. The 72-10 Bulls with Jordan, Rodman, Pippen, they still practiced. Why? Because that's how you get good at something. That's how you become, you build up the skill set. So I understand we want boys and men to be strong emotionally, not, thrown back and forth by the wind, by everything your woman said. You shouldn't respond to everything she said. You shouldn't. You should have a calmness to you. Your boss, the world, right? But that comes with practice, and it comes with some books. It comes with some time, and it comes with scripture. It comes with knowing God on a very personal level. It comes with loving yourself. So I told him, bro, I said, man, take that whiteboard analogy and all those things you're constantly writing, even the self-doubts, the things from the world, the things from the culture, all of this stuff. Therapy helps you to erase it, but not erase it and leave a smudge, but erase it and leave the board clean. You want your board clean. I'll say one last thing. So, what was it? It's on the tip of my tongue. It's like right here. It's about to fall off. No, grab it. I'm trying to grab the thought. Damn. Oh, imagine the woman that you love, that you're waiting on if you're single, or the one maybe you married already, and you're trying to, stay healthy and all that for her, you know what I'm saying? As a man, right? Women in business, those are the two big blocks of life. Making money, business, providing for ourselves, and then, the woman we find that we want to, that ideal woman that we want to be with, right? We can partner with and build something and create a legacy. Imagine you meet her. Metaphorically, she comes into your office, beautiful office. Oh, she's looking around like, wow, this is nice. She walks into the room where all the strategy happens, your brain, your heart, that conscious piece we talking about, with the big whiteboard, big, huge, beautiful whiteboard. And it's just dirty. It's dirty as hell. She gonna be like, no, I don't know how much strategic planning can actually happen in here. I don't know how much vision casting can happen in here. This doesn't look like a place where I necessarily want to work, where I want to, I don't know. Right. So once again, man, therapy is important. I don't care who you are. You could benefit from it. I think all therapy isn't necessarily effective. There are people who go to therapy who aren't any better. Right. But there are a lot of people, couples, individuals, for all different types of reasons. Addictions, family, marriage, relationship counseling, personal stuff, just anxiety. I mean, I could go on, and there's tons of things. You're human. You probably, if you've never been in therapy, you should think about it. It's just making a better you with a cleaner board. I just want a clean board. That's it. Just want a clean board up here. Very clean board. That's it. Last thing I'll say, another little metaphor. So let me see if you can see this. Right there, there's just like a little bit of a scar. Cut my finger on accident with a knife. I actually was walking, it jumped out of my hand and just cut me. Blood on the floor. I had to get some stitches. Last thing I'm gonna say, I went to a medical professional. They put the stitches in, the 6 stitches. They told me, yo, don't take these out yourself. Go to a hospital, emergency room, take those out. Make sure they do it the right way. It's COVID. I wasn't feeling like doing that. I didn't want to get out. It was cold, yada, yada, yada. The thing, it looked like it felt fine. So I just grabbed some little tweezers and pulled them out. To this day, I don't think it healed correctly because it's still a little bit numb. So I went to a professional, listened to them, but did not try to practice and wasn't patient enough for the regimen they gave me to actually help me to go back to another professional. So another metaphor, man. If you get a good therapist, do what they try to really work with them. Give yourself, go in with an open mind. Go in knowing this is about you. This is about you being healthier, being better. And that's the thing, man. Like this year, and I'm gonna end on this. I'm in such a good space. I'm creating. I finally got my little setup, lights. Oh man, y'all about to see a ton of videos from me. Like my mental space is really, really healthy. And I still want to make it even healthier. Right? I started fasting. I cut out meat. Oh my goodness, I cut out meat. Your body is processing meat when you sleep. Meat is thick. It's tough, right? The body is different than processing and digesting kale. It's different from kale from steaks. Right? So when you get the itis, y'all know we get the itis, what happens? You literally eat so much that your body is like, yo, we only have a certain amount of energy. We gotta go to sleep just so we can focus on processing your food. I stopped eating meat. I have so much more energy. I'm up at like 6 every morning working till like 1, 2 in the morning. It's amazing. I'm in like the best space of my life. And I'm still going to see a therapist. Still going to see a therapist. To just be better. So that's it, man. I don't know. That's it. Yeah, that's it. I don't have no special ending. As I always say, man, share this video with somebody that you know and that you love, who needs to think about therapy, who may not know how important it is. If you're a black woman, share this with some brothers you love. We're not raised the way I was raised, with a female black therapist who was at the top of her game in Northwest Indiana. Shout out to my mother, Evelyn Woods. Amazing therapist. She's still amazing to this day. Like, you don't lose those skill sets. Oh, every time I see her talking to people, I'm like, oh, you don't even know. You just walked into a session. You know what I mean? Like, she's constantly doing her thing with people. She's constantly doing her thing. It's amazing to watch. I'm so blessed to have grown up that way. So once again, man, share this with some people that you know. That's all. Get it out. Get the word out. You know, let's normalize therapy. Let's normalize going to get help. Let's normalize this so that it's normal. And everybody does it. And we really focus on being better. Because you don't want to go into that next relationship with all that baggage. You don't want to go into your first or next marriage with all that baggage. You don't want to go into work. You don't want to go into the next business, the next partnership. Everything. You deserve better for you, and the people around you want better for you. And they also don't want to have to deal with all of your mess because you won't clean it up. So clean it up. Clean it up. Hopefully this video has helped. I gave you like 5 metaphors. You don't want to go to therapy at this point. You just don't want to. You just want to be angry. And some people actually like being angry. Childhood. Oh, there's so much stuff during oh my God. There's so much. Like the first wounds you get are from the things that you needed as a child and didn't get. You carry those into your adult relationships. If you never had emotional safety with your parents, you're looking for that in all of your relationships, probably at work, friends, and definitely relationships. So once again, therapy is powerful, it's practical, it's helpful, it's important, and I think you should try it if you haven't. That's it. My name is Noble Woods, and I am out, man. Share this with somebody that you know and that you love, who needs to think about therapy. Peace.